Welcome to Crimson Tide Connection, your home for Crimson Tide sports. And I'm joined today by the head coach of the Alabama softball team, Patrick Murphy. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Chris.
Coach, you had the first chance to see your team in action this past weekend in fall brawl against Northwestern State, Louisiana. What did you see out of the team?
Well, first, it was really good to see Amanda Locke come home. She's the pitching coach at Northwestern State, and after a 5-year career at Alabama, she's doing great things with them. So it's really good to see her. We actually had all 6 seniors from last year were in town. Cassie Riley-Bush came down from Iowa because she missed us, and then the 4 other seniors are still taking classes. So it was neat to see everybody. But I think the one thing that stood out all weekend was the pitching and the catching. I thought Leslie Jury and Jackie Traina, Molly Fickner and Jordan Patterson, the 2 catchers, were terrific. Leslie on Sunday struck out 20 of 21. One ball was put into play, and Courtney Conley threw her out on a bunt attempt. And then Jackie Traina follows that up on Sunday with a no-hitter of her own, and I think she struck out 8 or 9. So just tremendous pitching, really good defense. I don't think we committed an error, and that's been our main focus, or my main focus this year in the fall especially, was the team defense, because last year I didn't think we were very good team defensively. And they've improved very, very much. Kayla Hunt was terrific on defense. Danae Hayes made some good plays. Callie Case, a freshman, at second base. Haley McClenny actually played right field, and in the game where Jackie threw a no-hitter, a single was hit to her to right field, and she scooped it up on 3 hops and threw the kid out by about half a step at first, so that preserved the no-hitter. But it was a fun weekend to see everybody. I know the freshmen were nervous. Molly was a little bit nervous, being her first time in an Alabama jersey, but overall I was very pleased.
Sounds like the Tide had a great weekend pitching and on defense. Let's talk about the offense. Who stood out for you on the offensive side?
Well, I think Molly Fickner, again, it's her first time wearing an Alabama uniform. She transferred and she hit 800 on the weekend. She was 4 for 5, and the one time she got out, it was a hard shot. Kayla Bro hit 667. Haley McClenny hit 667. Kayla Hunt hit well. Jackie Traina hit well. Just all up and down the lineup, we were very pleased with everybody. We had a different lineup for all 4 games, a different leadoff, a different cleanup hitter, just to see what they can do. And, we faced different type of pitching. One kid had a really, really good changeup off speed, and that's something that's going to prepare us later on in June, May. We're going to see that type of kid again, so it's good to see him now.
Coach, as you talked about at the beginning, you had a lot of seniors that left, some holes to fill, but you've got to be pretty excited about the way the freshmen and the newcomers have come in and just contributed immediately.
Yeah, and the big thing with us right now is finding that leadership that graduated. Because, one of the sayings of our program is tradition never graduates, and I think a lot of people saw that this weekend where, we're just going to bring in another really, really good class to play, but it's the personalities that we miss and the leadership that they gave us. And, a kid like Jennifer Fenton, Kendall Dawson, Olivia Gibson, Jazz Lunsford, those type of kids, they don't come along very often. So, and I said to the team, I think after Saturday's doubleheader, we need to find our identity, because we lost those 6, but 6 of you need to step up and do what they did for us this year. So Kayla Hunt comes to mind. Courtney Conley had a great weekend. Jackie Branham, I think, is much improved. So there's kids that are going to step in and do what those 6 kids did for us for 4 years.
And Coach, this weekend you returned to Rhodes Stadium to face Tennessee State. What do you hope to see out of your team this weekend against them?
Well, it's nice that we get another Division I team, so I appreciate them coming down. They've got the same amount of scholarships and everything that we got, so it's cool to compete against somebody in the Division I. But again, we could eliminate our walks. We could eliminate them. Play really good defense again, and then we're going to have 2 new people lead off and play key roles offensively. But I'd like to see some other kids that maybe struggled offensively this past weekend come in with a different mindset, because there was a couple that just didn't swing at good pitches, and if they swing at good pitches, they're going to be fine.
Coach, you have great fan support there at Rhodes Stadium, maybe the best in the country as far as softball goes. And I'm sure they're all wanting to come out and see this team after winning the national championship. So this is a great opportunity for them to come out this weekend and see some great softball.
Yeah, we had almost, I think, 2,000 people combined on the 2 days this past weekend. Weather was great. you know, fall softball is awesome. It was about 75 and sunny both days. We're hoping for the same on Sunday. And, you know, we were looking at our attendance figures last year, and we were almost to 92,000 people for the entire season. And this year's goal, we have a new marketing staff, and their goal is to get us to 100,000 people for the season. We have several more home games this year that we can do that, but the goal is to get 100,000 people through the gates at Rhodes Stadium.
So the fans, you need to come out this weekend for a doubleheader. You play Tennessee State at 1 o'clock and then 3 o'clock, and that is on Sunday. And admission is $5 for both games.
Yep, and it's, you know, it's hopefully 14 innings of good softball and good weather, and you get to see the newbies again one more time.
Well, thank you, Coach, for joining us today.
Thanks, Christopher.
And come out this Sunday at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock and see the softball team at Rhodes Stadium. For head coach Patrick Murphy, I'm Chris Fringland for Crimson Tide Connection.